Whenever you listen to this is Tanks and Tutties, presented by Tubbs and Frankie. We're going to be a little bit distracted today. We've got MLB Playoffs going as we speak to you. We got the multi-view going. Rays and Rangers. The Rays suck. And Twins and Blue Jays. But this is episode 65. We're going to be doing something new this week for our NFL recap. Rather than talk about the last week and then do Paige's picks, we're going to talk about the last week while doing Paige's picks. So we'll see how that goes, but we think that'll save us some time so we're not talking to you guys for 4 hours. Let's get into it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was fun and also not fun at the same time. I started Friday with just working, and then Paige came home. We ended up going out with a couple of her friends out to the bars. We went downtown Memphis, and there's like a live music bar, so that was fun. Had some bets going on college football while I was out at the bars, and I don't know if I won a single one, so that was a good start to the weekend. Maybe one. I'd take that back. Saturday, watched college football for a little bit, and then just had to do some stuff around our apartment, and Paige had to do some studying, so I didn't watch football all day, which was maybe part of the reason why my betting was so horrible this weekend on college football. Could be wrong. I will say we started watching Suits on Netflix. Have you watched that?
Great show. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I've seen it all the way through.
So we started last week, Wednesday, I believe. We are on season 3, episode 4 currently.
Wow.
So we grinded that this weekend, most of the day Saturday. And then Sunday, got up early because there was a game in London, had to get on London time. And I decided to go golfing. That also went poorly. I stopped keeping score after 5 holes and deleted the round on my 18 birdies app because it was so bad. And yeah, came home, watched football, got killed on bets for the 3rd day in a row. And yeah, that was how my weekend went. So how was your weekend?
I had a pretty good weekend, a little bit more chill weekend for me. Friday, went over to my parents for a little bit after work. Came back home, made some dinner. I don't even remember what I ate. What did I have Friday night? Doesn't matter. But I ate something, then just kind of played some games. I downloaded the new golf game, had a lot of fun playing that. Frankie, we got to get on that together. Saturday, I went to my parents' cottage, helped my dad put it away a little bit, watched Michigan shit stomp Nebraska, and then finished up a couple other things. And then when it was dark, we just watched the LSU Ole Miss game. And kind of just went for a golf cart ride, hung out, had some drinks. And then Sunday came home, and Sid and I went golfing. And I had a similar situation to yours. However, I started out pretty well. I had back-to-back pars on holes 3 and 4. The first hole was a triple bogey, but I was just getting loose. And then the pace was just so bad. I think it took 4.5 hours for 18. And I kept score the whole time, but I did end up deleting the 18 birdies round because I didn't want anybody seeing it. It was not good. Course conditions were a little bit rough, I'm not going to lie.
Same.
It looked like they hadn't mowed the rough in like a month, and then the fairways were overgrown, but can't complain about the rough, just hit the fairway right. So, but yeah, Sunday just watched some football when I got back, and then here we are. So, Locks and
my golf
Longshots.
round.
Oh, go ahead.
My golf round. The conditions were also poor, but it was the opposite. I shouldn't say the opposite of yours. It, once again, has not rained here for like 2 weeks, and it's consistently been in the 90s yet. So everything was drier than shit, and it's not fun to golf on a desert. And I will say, I think it was hole 5. I finally had my first good drive, and I was like, all right, time to turn things around. I only played 9 because I was just playing by myself. So I was like, you know what? Let's turn things around here on hole 5 and just finish a quick 9 with a good score here. Nice drive, get up for my second shot. As I go to hit it, it's a longer par 5. I have my hybrid out. Go to hit it, and literally as I'm coming down in my swing, a guy on hole 6 yells, 4! And I just topped my shot about 10 yards, and that was kind of my ending moment where I was like, nope, fuck this. I'm not keeping score anymore. And yeah, I played like shit. So how many rounds do you think you have left in you this year?
Well, I'm going to South Carolina next week with Sid and her family, and I know we're playing 2 more. We're playing 2 rounds of 9 down there.
Okay.
So that's 2 there. I'll probably get I'd say I got 4 more in me. Yeah, I got 4 more.
That's funny.
Why is that?
Because I don't know if I have an ending time down here. Golf courses are open year round.
I got it.
So.
You're rubbing it in. Yeah. Fuck you. No, what's funny is that we were talking about the weather difference last week and how it's been cold here.
Mm-hmm.
We got a random fucking crazy weather week where it was like 70s and 80s. Golfing on Sunday, I was dripping in sweat, and today it was 84 degrees. So I think we got one more day, and then it's back down to high of 60s.
Yeah, it's 87 right now, but I know this weekend it's supposed to cool off. It's supposed to be like 73, so.
Yeah, I've probably only got about another month to golf, and I'm going to try to golf as much as I can. I was going to go this week, but I've got too much to do. So, but my clubs are currently with Sid's parents because they're driving down tomorrow to South Carolina, and then we're flying out next Wednesday. But I get 2 rounds down there. I'm pretty excited to see those courses. I'm sure I'll be sending lots of pictures and videos. So, Locks and Longshots, though. Your boy had a pretty good week. Oop, the Blue Jays are bumping into each other. Jeez. So I went 3-1 on my locks, taking me to 44-37 on the year, or not on the year, for the whole podcast. That's pretty good. What's that winning percentage? 44 divided by 81, 54%. Not great, but not bad. Still waiting on Wisconsin over 8.5 wins. Last week we had the Lions money line. I'm not going to say anything right now, but that was a W. Bengals minus 2.5 was a big ol' L. What was that score? 27-3 they lost.
Yep.
USC Colorado over 73.5 was maybe the most sweat-free hit of the year. That game finished 48-41, 89 total points. And then Michigan Nebraska over 40. This one was a sweat for a little bit there. Michigan was up, I want to say it was 38 to nothing, and the over was 40. I got it at 39.5 on Saturday. And Michigan was running the ball, punting. The backups were in, and I was like, man, Nebraska. I found out from our friend Javi there. He said they hadn't been shut out in however many years. It was like 97 was the last time. No, not even 97. Way earlier than that. But it was the third longest active no shutout streak or whatever. And then Michigan scored another touchdown to go up 45-0, so it hit. And then, of course, the next play, Nebraska rattled off an 80-yard touchdown when I was finally rooting for the shutout. But that's okay. The over hit there. So 3-1. This week, I got some stats here. So let's start with Florida versus Vanderbilt in the Swamp, under 52. We're taking it. And the stat is, 1, it's Vanderbilt. 2, Florida are frauds. We saw that against Kentucky. But the real stat is that Vanderbilt has not scored points in the Swamp since 2017. So at 52 points, you're telling me Florida's going to win 51-0? I don't think so. Even if Vanderbilt gets 7 or 14, I still like this play. I don't think Florida can score more than 35. Their defense is not good, but their offense is also not good. Graham Mertz, awful. And I've watched a couple Vandy games. They can compete. So I'm thinking this will be a 17-7 game, and this under will hit so easily. The second play is actually a little bit – I like it a little bit less than the Florida Vandy play. The Florida Vandy play I would categorize as a play of the week. Oregon State Cal I would categorize as a play of the day, if you catch my drift. We're going to take Oregon State and Cal over 51.5. Oregon State can move the ball. They got DJ Ukulele. Cal's defense is awful, but Cal put up 32 against Washington. Now you're saying right now to yourself, but Oregon State held Utah to 7 points. Why would I trust California to score some points? Well, that's because Utah can't score unless Cam Rising's on the field, and he hasn't played yet. So I see this game finishing 35 to, say, 21. That hits easily there.
It's funny, the spreadsheet has that as 32 to 28.
There you go. That's an over. I don't know what the spread on that game is, but I'm not touching it.
9.5 Oregon State.
That was a sweat on Friday there, man, a little bit. Oh, we got a home run from Royce Lewis. Damn it, I thought that was Correa for a second. I was so excited. Long shots. My long shot last week, I had the Bucks money line. That hit. Shout out to Jameis. He sucks. So long shots now, we're 27, 46, and 1. Gibbs Rookie of the Year is still open. I'm almost ready to close the books on that one because the Lions, for some reason, don't use him. But that's okay. This week, we're just going to parlay both those plays because I've been hot. So Oregon State Cal over 51.5 and Florida Vandy under 52. I like that parlay. It's plus 264. Nice, easy. We're going to go 3-0 this week. See you next week. Your locks and long shots.
So I just want to point out first with the Bucks money line, Taysom only threw one pass. Derek Carr played.
Derek Carr did play?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. As you can tell, I didn't watch football on Sunday because I was driving for the morning and then I went and golfed. So
yeah.
I thought Carr was out for like a significant chunk of time.
No, they thought he was going to be, and then it turned out his shoulder wasn't as bad as they thought, so he ended up playing.
And the Bucks still won. Wow, maybe the Bucks are better than people think.
Yeah, possibly. So I had a bad week, very bad week. I went over, quite possibly the first over in podcast history. 0 for 6 across my locks and my long shots. Dolphins +3, Packers money line, Broncos Bears under 46 for the locks, Dolphins money line, Arkansas money line, Syracuse money line on the long shots. Bad week. So I am resorting to what I know best, and that is statistics. And I'm just going to trust my gut this week, hopefully turn it around. I got to fix something because it has been bad. First one for the locks, I'm going Ravens Steelers under 38.5. This is the typical AFC, what is that? AFC North?
AFC North, yep.
AFC North showdown where it's just defense. Throw in the fact that the Steelers are most likely going to be starting Mitch Trubisky. It feels like this game is probably going to be rainy. This game gives me those vibes of like a 6-0 game or like a 9-6 game. And to back myself up, the spreadsheet also has this as an under by quite a few points. Then I'm taking the Packers -1.5. I am not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried about this. First time traveling out west for the Packers with Jordan Love as the quarterback. We didn't look great in the first half, but second half was a lot better. The thing I'm banking on here is that the Raiders defense is not good and that the Packers should finally be fully healthy. We didn't see them fully healthy last week. Guys were back but weren't playing in full. I think we'll see that this week since they got a long break. And then I'm taking the Brewers to win the wild card series against the Diamondbacks. I believe it's like -150 right now. It's a best of 3, so you only got to win 2. We got Burns going tonight. I think we can get that one. And then if we can get one with either Wade Miley or Freddie Peralta going, I think we can get that there as well. So that's what I'm going with on the locks. For the long shots, I still have the Packers to win the North and then Bijan Rookie of the Year open. I didn't mention for locks, I do have Wisconsin over 8.5 yet as well. The locks this week, I'm going Texans, or the long shots, sorry. Long shots this week, I'm going Texans money line. They are up against the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are that good, even though they beat the Packers. But the Texans, CJ Stroud has looked good. I also think this will be a low-scoring game as well. It's like a 1-point spread, so I'm not too worried about it being a blowout. And then I'm going Brewers to make the NLCS here. I think if they win this series, there's potential that Brandon Woodruff is back against the Dodgers. And we've always played the Dodgers close in the playoffs. Give me a weakened rotation for the Dodgers and a better hitting team for the Brewers this year. I like the Brewers to make a push there. And then a very controversial one, I have the Braves to lose in the NLDS. I think that the Phillies probably beat the Marlins. The Phillies beat the Braves last year. I think the Phillies could be the Braves' kryptonite come the playoffs, and the Braves pitching is really kind of shaken up and a little bit banged up right now. The only true stud they have going is Spencer Strider. Max Fried, Charlie Morton are both kind of injured. Then it's down to like Bryce Elder, AJ Smith-Shawver, not really that great pitchers. Versus the Phillies have Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Ranger Suarez, and they can hit the ball. So I'm going to take a little bit of a chance there. There's no odds for it, but if the Phillies win, I think that they could potentially knock the Braves out. That's what I got.
What are the odds on that? Can you bet that or no? You'd probably just have to
not yet.
The team to win the series.
Yeah, you have to wait for the Phillies or the Marlins to win. If the Marlins beat the Phillies, I probably wouldn't touch it. But I think the Phillies beat the Marlins, and then I might take the Phillies to knock out the Braves.
There you go. Speaking of MLB playoffs, they did start today. We're currently watching. The Cubs absolutely choked their way out of the playoffs. I believe they had 3 games and pretty much just needed to win maybe 2. Now, granted, they were playing the Braves, but they had the error. Suzuki had the error to lose the game. And then in extra innings, Acuna stole his 70th bag, and they had a 20-minute ceremony for him. And that really did kill all of the Cubs' momentum in that game, and they ended up losing. So the Marlins snuck in there. Talk to me about the Cubs choking. What you think? So
the Cubs weren't officially eliminated by the Brewers or by the Braves. The Brewers actually eliminated them. Well, kind of. The Brewers lost the game, but the Cubs were eliminated by the Marlins winning. Like you said, though, if the Cubs would have just won a couple of their games, they would have easily clinched it, and they just made some crucial mistakes, which ended up having them below their chances to make the playoffs. They were behind in the division by like 3.5 games a week and a half ago, and ended up losing the division by, I believe, 9 games. So that just shows how bad they played over the last 2 weeks. I'm not going to say that I feel bad for them because I don't. Fuck the Cubs. I'm glad to see that they didn't make it. And, yeah, I mean, they should probably just be a better organization. 4-6 in the last 10 with a playoff spot on the line. Can't happen.
Yeah, it's not good. Every game with the Braves, too, was close. Me not having any ties to the Brewers or Cubs, I was rooting for the Cubs to make it. But now you just kind of got to root for Brewers-Dodgers so I can watch you and Javi get all pissed at each other. That's
I'm
what
hoping.
I'm rooting for it this time. I think the Braves win. I think they win it all. That'll be my prediction. I'll say Braves over the... Braves over the...
Well, here, let's do it this way. Rays-Rangers.
Rays-Rangers. I still think the Rays pull this out. Even though they're down right now.
Twins-Blue Jays.
Give me the Blue Jays.
Okay, so then you got Orioles-Rays.
That would be fun. Give me the Orioles because they're fun to watch.
And then Astros-Blue Jays.
Man, the Astros looked bad down the stretch, right?
Not really. They came back to win the division.
Carlos Correa is fucking ass. He just struck out looking. Anyways. Astros. Yeah, give me the Astros.
Okay, so then Orioles-Astros.
Give me the Orioles. I think they do it.
All right, so then you have the Orioles in the AL in the World Series. Then you got Phillies-Marlins.
Phillies win that.
Brewers-Diamondbacks.
Brewers.
Phillies-Braves.
That's going to be a fun series to watch. Is that tonight, by the way?
Yeah, starts tonight at 7 Eastern.
I'll be watching that. That'll be fun.
Braves-Phillies.
Yep. Braves-Phillies. Man, Red October.
See, you see it too.
I do see it. But the Braves are just so good offensively.
Yeah.
Give me the Braves. You got to take the Braves.
Okay. Brewers-Dodgers.
This series would be fun. And I feel like the Dodgers, they don't look like the Dodgers of past.
I agree.
You got Mookie and Freddie. They're very good, but their pitching is banged up / incarcerated. Give me the Brewers, man. Give me the Brewers. Give me the
All
Brewers.
right.
I'll ride.
Braves, Brewers.
Well, it's the Brewers, so we know they can't make the World Series, so give me the Braves.
All right, Braves, Orioles.
Braves, Orioles. I think the Braves do it again. Until they don't win one, I think you have to predict that they do.
All right.
Their offense is just too good.
I'm going to take I want to take the Orioles.
Hang on. Try to be as unbiased as possible, though, because I know you're going to believe your team can do it, but try to be unbiased. Maybe just skip the whole Brewers side. No, you can't do it.
No, I can do it.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to take the Rays over the Rangers. I'm going to take the Blue Jays over the Twins. I'm going to take the Blue Jays over the Astros, and then I'm going to take the Orioles over the Rays. And then I'm going to take the Blue Jays over the Orioles.
Blue Jays in the World Series would be very fun.
I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. The AL is such a toss-up, I feel like, just between experience and who's actually good and who's not. I don't know. I just don't think the Orioles have the experience yet. I think they're good. I just don't know if this is their year. On the NL side, I'll go Phillies over the Marlins, Brewers over the Diamondbacks, Phillies over the Braves, Brewers over the Dodgers, Phillies over the Brewers, and I'll say the Blue Jays win it.
Oh, man. I think we just got a tank shot from Biggio. Nope, it's foul. Wait, so who's your winner? Sorry?
Blue Jays over the Phillies.
Interesting. I'm going to be honest with you. If the Phillies beat the Braves, I would pick the Brewers in that series.
Really?
I think so. I think, wow, you just lost Woodruff, though.
That's the thing. Like, I'm hoping that we get him back, but I don't know if we're going to.
I feel like I'm also sleeping on the Rangers, though. The Rangers are a very good team.
Yeah, but their pitching's also banged up.
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be a fun postseason, and I will be watching.
Fun fact I wanted to point out real quick.
Move on to the best sport on right now.
The Rangers made the playoffs as a wild card team. They led the division for 160 days this year and lost it on the last day.
Yeah, what are they in their last? They're awful, right?
In their last 10.
In the last couple, sorry.
Last 10, they're 6-4. But in their last 5, last 6, they're 2-4.
Gotcha. I wanted the Mariners to make it so bad. I was sad when they didn't.
So did I.
The Cubs, man. I wanted Cubs, Mariners. Imagine like the Cubs and the Mariners in there with the Diamondbacks and the Orioles. Just all those rebuild teams are good except for the Tigers.
I mean,
they're all good.
It's getting fun. There's a lot of new teams in here now again. So
I'm glad we don't have the Padres. The Padres piss me off. The Giants, just kind of lame. They won enough. Yep. I will say, your final Tigers wrap-up out of Tubbs here. This year was successful. We finished less than 10 games under 500, I believe.
78 and 84.
There you go. Almost 6 games from 500 is very good. Torque had 30 home runs. Skubal was the best pitcher post-All-Star break. He just didn't get any recognition. And I think, obviously, it sounds like we're going to lose Rodriguez now, which is weird, and it pisses me off, but it's fine. But
I mean, you
our
had to
division
expect
is so winnable. I'm surprised they're not negotiating with him. They said they have not contacted him. I think you get Cabrera off the books soon. I don't think it's this year, though. I think it's one more year. You go out, you make some moves, and we're right there with the young core. If we can keep Riley Green healthy, Torque, Skubal, I would assume Casey Mize can come back next year. If he can just be a 4-5 in the rotation, that's good enough for me. And our division is just so winnable right now. The Royals are bad. The White Sox are very bad. Cleveland kind of had an off year, so you would have to assume they're going to be back next year, but they did sell off all their guys.
And Terry Francona stepped down.
There you go. And then Minnesota's just Minnesota. Like, they were pretty bad this year. I think the Tigers won the season series with them. So I'm looking forward to next year, man. Torque is fun. I think he's back. He's still not hitting for average, but he's hitting for power. So
you got some good prospects coming too. Colt Keith, he's supposed to be really good.
Yep, and then I think, what the fuck's his name? God damn it. Second baseman's supposed to be ready. I forget his name, though.
Oh,
and if
I know who
Baez
you're
can
talking
just
about.
not be the second worst hitter in baseball, we'll be fine.
He
Did you
should
see that
opt
stat?
out. Yeah.
Ooh, nice diving play from the Twinnies. He was based on OPS. I think he had the second worst OPS of qualified hitters, just barely above Timmy Anderson, and that's bad.
Yikes.
Also weird that Anderson's that low too. I mean, not weird. He's bad, but these two guys that were very good a couple years ago now suck. So, but I just want to call back to when we first signed them on this podcast. I called it. I said, I hate this. He's trash. He's going to strike out. And look, I was right. So, but maybe he gets his head out of his ass.
Favorite moment of the MLB season, regular season?
Favorite moment of the MLB season? Dude, I didn't watch a lot, but I got to say Miggy's final out, like, I had tears.
Yeah. I would say my favorite
for
moment
me.
is all of the rookies just showing up for the Brewers and the excitement that they brought. Also, me betting the Rays first to 10 wins and them going 13-0 to start the season.
That is true. That was fun from the jump. My other favorite was the Yankees missing the playoffs, even though they have actually, let me rephrase. The 3 highest payrolls missing the playoffs was my favorite.
That was pretty dope.
What is that? Mets, Yankees, is it Padres?
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, quick update. The Wake Me Up When September Ends parlay went 3 for 6, and Hader fell 2 saves short after refusing to close games for the Padres. If it would have went 4 for 6, I would have won some money.
I was just going to say how that works because I'm not familiar with Prize Picks. I don't get on there much. I think that's the way to use Prize Picks, though, is those season-long ones. It's fun. Did you do one for NFL on stats or no? Oh, you can't even do it there.
Nope.
That sucks. All right. That's your MLB wrap-up. We'll probably be talking about it just because it's playoffs. We have to. Sorry to all the listeners that hate baseball, Papa Tubbs, but we have to. It's playoffs. So, college football, I think this will be pretty quick. There wasn't craziness this week, really. I feel like most of it that happened was by design. Michigan handled Nebraska. Nebraska's horrible. They don't have a quarterback. Their offensive line is trash. Their defense was actually stopping the run early, but, I mean, Michigan's just too good. Wisconsin won their bye.
Should be ranked.
They didn't lose. No injuries. I do agree that Wisconsin should be ranked, but win this week and they will be ranked. You can put that as a lock if you want. I mean, what would that be? 4-1 and your one loss is to Washington State, who's top. What is Washington State now? They're top 15, right?
I don't have it up right now.
I'm looking it up right now.
Do you think that it's pretty much a lock now that Wisconsin wins the West with McNamara out?
Yes. Yeah, it's locked up. That sucked to see. I was watching that game. First of all, that game was puke. Washington State ranked 13. By the way. So Wisconsin, if they win, should definitely be ranked. I was sad when he got hurt. I was watching that poopy game because I took the over because I'm a sick fuck. It did hit, though. But, yeah, it was just a kind of a freak play, and he's done for the year now. And Iowa, their backup did not look good. It's obviously not Cade McNamara. Their offense was already bad. I mean, who else do you have to compete with? Minnesota, they're trash. Illinois, bad.
Garbage.
Northwestern, bad. Purdue snuck it from you last year.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have. And we beat Purdue
if Wisconsin wins the games they should, they'll be fine. Like if they finish 9-3, they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Wisconsin beats Ohio State, man. I'm telling you. Is that a night game?
I don't think that there's a time yet on it.
I'm about to look. Right now. I got it up.
There's not. It's undetermined yet.
It's TBD. If that's a night game, Wisconsin wins. Halloween weekend. We've probably already said this on the show. But my lock that week will be Wisconsin spread. I think Ohio State is bad.
So do I.
I don't think they're bad. I think they're bad for Ohio State.
Yes.
Moving on here. Ole Miss LSU. What a fun game. I live bet LSU, but it's okay because that game was so much fucking fun to watch. It was back and forth.
I'm a sick fuck. It took the under.
Big play. Yeah, Frankie had the under. Alternate under, too. You bumped it up, correct?
Yeah.
And that still got smoked. I think it was pretty much over halfway through the third. They scored, 55-47, right?
Something like that. It was 80-something
Or
points.
56, 48. No, I think they had over 100. I know that. Because at one point the over was 97.5, and my sick fuck thought I was going to take it. I should have because it hit. But yeah, that game was fun. I think LSU is good. I just think that their defense isn't good enough. 55-49, there you go. I don't think LSU's defense is good enough for them to do anything. I know that with Brian Kelly down there, they're supposed to be good, but that defense is so bad. It was like, I feel like that defense couldn't have stopped a Make-A-Wish kid.
Well, and their defense was supposed to be good, too.
Mm-hmm. Ole Miss did what they wanted to when they wanted to.
Yep.
I think LSU got one stop in the second half. I think. I was watching that whole game, but I also took a break to go get a beer, and I think they got to stop. But Colorado, not being posted about as much anymore, so that makes me happy, as you all know. But they still find a way to get talked about because they make a big comeback, and then after the game, Shadir Sanders is laughing and smiling like he didn't just lose. And honestly, though, like if Colorado got one stop in the first half, they would have won. I'm fully
that's the thing,
convinced
like,
they would have beat USC.
You can't expect him to not be happy. Like, yes, he did lose, but they're playing a very good USC team with potentially the best player in college football with Caleb Williams, and they were 20-point underdogs and came back and almost won that game. Like,
I want to say they were 24 and a half, 25 and a half pregame.
Yeah, I think it was 24.
Yeah, I mean, USC should have won by 14. It was a very late touchdown from Colorado, but if they would have got the onside kick, they would have been able to tie it. So, but USC's defense is awful. Honestly, if USC makes the playoff and Michigan has to play them, if Michigan gets there too, not scared. That defense is bad. I think Michigan
take the over.
Would cook them. I would definitely take the over. I think it would be low. What's the line? USC versus Michigan, college football playoff. What's the over-under?
52.
I think it's 58 and a half.
That's fair. I'd still take the over.
I think I would too. And spread. What would you say for spread? I'd say Michigan minus 1.5.
Oh.
You think 4? Really?
I just think their defense is that much better.
That's true. But I think USC's offense is way better. I think our run game's very good, but the pass game, that's hard to keep up with sometimes, as we saw in the TCU game.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Don't have to worry about that anyways. Florida is definitely bad. They went into Kentucky, and they just didn't look like a football team. Kentucky had, I think, 300 yards rushing on them. So is it the fact that Kentucky was underrated, or is Florida bad?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think Kentucky they didn't really play anybody, and like they're 5-0, but their best opponent was before Florida, maybe I couldn't even tell you. Like it was Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, Akron, and Vanderbilt. Like those are nobodies.
Vandy was their biggest opponent.
Yeah, so I think they are good, but they didn't play anybody to really prove anything. And I think Florida's just not that great. Like Graham Mertz is always going to throw complete. Like he's going to get you your completions. Like he went 25 for 30 this week, but he only threw for 244 yards and threw a pick. Like
it also falls on Florida's defense.
Yeah, there's nothing like
can't allow those
impressive about that. I do have that game up right now. I want to see if you can guess the stat line real quick.
Okay.
How many yards do you think Kentucky's quarterback threw for in a 33-14 win?
See, I watched this whole game, so I know it was almost nothing because it was big play after big play in the run game. I would guess like he was definitely under 100. I'd probably say like 95.
He went 9 for 19 with 69 yards and a touchdown. Now, running the ball, what do you think? How many yards do you think their lead running back went for?
During the broadcast, they said that Kentucky just went for over 300 yards rushing. So you would assume they probably had about 350, and the lead running back, he had like 2 huge, like 80, 85-yard runs. I'd say 220.
26 carries for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was insane. It was big play after big play. And also, like, every time he ran, like, what's that average out to? Not almost 20 yards a run. Almost 10 yards a run. Yeah, it was just insane. Yeah, almost 11 yards a run. So it was Kentucky's day, that's for damn sure. That game was never really close. Goddamn, where was I? Oh, Notre Dame. They squeezed past Duke. Also, huge cover. They scored on a run play with 39 seconds left to cover the 5.5. Was that an alternate, or that was the line, right?
I don't remember because I didn't have any money on it. It was minus 5.5.
There you go. Yeah, it was a big play at the end of the game there. They won 21-14. So is Duke better than I think, or is Notre Dame just kind of bleh?
I think Duke is better than you think they are. They are 4-1, and like I get the ACC isn't that great, but they did beat Clemson at home, and then I guess their best opponent outside of that was Northwestern. But I think they're better than you think they are, just because they're Duke, and you don't really think of them for football. But
right,
I mean they've been decent over the last couple of years, so.
I think they have a pretty good defense.
Yes.
Hartman also had a bad day. I think I got it right here. He went 15 for 30 for 220 yards. That's very bad for Sam Hartman. Not helping my Heisman bet that I have, but that's okay. And then, what's his name? Riley Leonard, the quarterback there at Duke?
Yeah.
He is somewhat of a stud. He can't really throw that much. He went 12 for 27 for 134, but he had 18 carries for 88 yards. Like, he's a dude.
You know what he is?
But, what's that?
He is the exact replica, even going to Duke and everything, of Danny Dimes.
That is true. Did Danny Dimes run in college, though? I know he does a lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that he came out of nowhere. I don't even know what he did in college, but he does kind of look like him. He's definitely white.
Same school.
With a name like Riley.
Same kind of, like, skill set. Same player.
So, I feel like we've been saying it every week, or I have at least, but this year is so weird. We don't even have a front runner. I said last week that maybe Washington, because they're the only team that's been consistently blowing teams out. And then on Saturday, they go to Arizona and they only win by 7. So now it's like this year is anybody's game. I like Georgia. Georgia almost lost to Auburn. I forgot to talk about that. They needed a late comeback. What was the score of that game? I had it right here. 27-20. And Auburn was in control for a while. And then, Brock Bowers touchdown with 2:50 left. So Georgia's been in a lot of close games. They almost lost to South Carolina. Michigan hasn't really blown anybody out. So I'd say your front runners are obviously Georgia because they won it last year. Michigan. USC's looked pretty good. Their defense looks bad, though. And then I guess Ohio State hasn't really blundered yet.
So I have a tweet that I found today, and it's this page that does their own rankings. And here's what they have for the top 4. Okay. Miami at 1. Texas at 2.
Hurricanes.
Yes, Miami Hurricanes.
Wow.
Texas at 2. Washington State at 3. Penn State at 4.
I guess
Ohio
Penn
State 5 and Michigan 6.
Yeah, see, is that just them doing it, or do they have some sort of weird spreadsheet based on stats? Because I feel like they have Miami at 1.
It just shows what their score is. It doesn't say like how it's determined.
So that score is calculated on some weird stats or something. Because Miami should not be 1. What are they even actually ranked?
I don't know if they are, to be honest with you. Unless they had a bye week this week. No, they're like 17. Yeah.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
But
they haven't beat anybody though. Yeah, see, Miami just blows teams out. Oh, they beat A&M.
But they have like Washington at 8, Missouri at 9, North Carolina at 10, Oregon 11, Liberty at 12, Florida State 13, Louisville 14, USC 15, Georgia's all the way down at 17, Notre Dame's 18, James Madison is 19, Wisconsin's 20, Bama's 24.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I don't know. I mean, if you take out all
some
bias, like previous bias, that might be somewhat accurate, but
yeah, I mean, Georgia hasn't played well, so I could see them being that low. But they won it last year. They've got a great coach. Their defense is pretty good. But also,
yeah.
Auburn quarterback, do you know who it is?
I think I do. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Do you know what school he played for last year? There's your hint. I guess that's not much of a hint, but it tells you he's a transfer quarterback. Peyton Thorne, former MSU quarterback. He actually looked good, too, against Georgia, which was crazy. They were talking about how the media didn't want to believe that he was tough enough to play in the SEC, and then he went out against Georgia and looked very good. Man, I say a lot, huh? Let's get into NFL. How about that?
Let's go for it.
So, like I said, we're going to kind of do Paige's picks and recap last week while we're talking about the teams. The only time that's going to get us in trouble is bye weeks, but we don't have any yet. Or no, we do this week, actually.
We do. We have 4 teams.
So we'll kind of talk, and then maybe as we go, we'll remember. So first, though, let's start with the overreaction of the week. Mine is that Joe Burrow is bad. This is obviously an overreaction because he's not a bad quarterback. He's proven that he's good. He took his team to the playoffs 2 years in a row, one of those years going to the Super Bowl. I think the real story here is that he's banged up and he shouldn't be playing, but Joe Burrow's just that dude and he's going to play. But my also overreaction is that Joe Burrow should be benched for 2 weeks to get better because his O-line is so bad. He can't scramble because of his injury. He's got 5 rushes for 2 yards this year. And he can't extend the play, and that's why the Bengals aren't moving the ball because that O-line sucks. So they need to bench him for 2 games. I think they got the Seahawks and the Cardinals this week.
I was going to say, when's their bye week?
It's 2 teams that aren't very good. You bench Burrow these 2 games. You let him heal up a little bit. Maybe he comes back better, and you can start winning some games again. Because right now, Joe Burrow is hurting your teams more than he's helping it. Their backup, Jake Browning, former Washington quarterback, not a bad backup. So I think they need to give him a shot. Let Joe Burrow rest up because he is not helping the team whatsoever.
Well, and they don't have a bye week. Well, actually, so they got Arizona, Seattle, and then a bye week. It wouldn't be the worst thing to, I was going to say, wouldn't be the worst timing to sit him and let him heal. Anyways.
Think it'd be a good move.
My overreaction is I have 2 of them. First, I'm agreeing with Jake a little bit here. I think the Bengals missed the playoffs. That's my first overreaction. Could also just, doesn't have to do with Burrow being bad. Could just be that Burrow's banged up or they're injured. They don't fully get right. And then my second overreaction is that the Cardinals will finish over 500. You can't just look at the score last week and say that the Cardinals suck because they lost to the Niners, 35-16, I believe it was. 14 of those points came in the fourth quarter, and I think it was more garbage time than anything. And the Cardinals haven't looked bad. I think we get a true test this week against the Bengals, who are banged up. I mean, kind of like the Texans. Nobody thought they were going to be good, and I mean, nobody thought the Cardinals were going to be good, and the Cardinals haven't been horrible. Like, they've been better than a lot of people have expected. Yeah, they're only 1-3, but they've also played a fairly tough schedule, and they beat the Cowboys. So
I would even say they looked good against the Cowboys too.
They did. I wouldn't say that they've looked bad any of the weeks yet.
Nope. Now for my favorite part of the show, your Lions-Packers recap. The Detroit Lions went into Lambeau and bit every kneecap in that building and absolutely fucked the Packers. It was so satisfying watching this game. It got a little bit close there for a little bit, but deep down, every Lions fan knew it wasn't even a thing. And Jared Goff led this fucking team. It was 27-3 at half. Lions win 34 to, what was it?
34-20.
Yeah, that's a dub. Money line. Spread. Love it. Your thoughts quick, and then I'm just going to gloat, and we can move on.
My thoughts. Jordan Love was the better quarterback on the field that night. His O-line didn't help him at all.
Wow.
His O-line didn't help him at all.
Hot
He
take.
was running for his life in the first half. Second half,
He threw the ball backwards.
O-line got their heads out of their asses, and we finally started to get a comeback.
And the refs
I think
helped. Yep.
if
Refs showed up.
if you could just give me my time here, that would be great.
If you stop spewing bullshit, I'll give you your time.
Aaron Jones is healthy. Luke Musgrave is healthy. And Christian Watson is healthy. And you
They're
get
all
us
healthy.
Bakhtiari healthy. Yeah, but like not on a snap
Bakhtiari's
count.
a baby back bitch.
I will agree with that. I think fully healthy, this team kills the Lions. So
Right,
I'm
I guess we'll
excited
find
for the
out on
second
Thanksgiving.
game.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be close to your birthday. Is it on your birthday?
No, my birthday falls on. Oh, what is it this year? I think it's like
Tell
a
me
Saturday.
it's a Friday.
Oh, it's a Friday.
Tell me it's a Friday. So now, on Thanksgiving, it's going to be ruined because the Packers lose to the Lions on Thanksgiving.
See,
And
but
then
I
Friday,
wouldn't let
you're
that
still
ruin
gonna be
my.
upset.
I wouldn't let that ruin.
You're talking all this shit, and you know I'm going to let you have it because you're like, oh. When we're
See, but I
fully
can be
healthy,
rational
blah,
about
blah,
my
blah.
team losing, unlike Lions fans.
Lions fans are very rational about their team losing. They've
That is
experienced
false.
it so many times.
That is false. The amount of rants that you had that were very unreasonable last year.
That doesn't make me an unrational person.
Yeah.
I have rants because I'm high energy. You're not high energy. And that's why this show works so well. You've got the loud guy, and then you've got the calm guy. And then when you blow up, it makes it even funnier. Like when the Brewers lose in the wild card next week, you're going to be furious.
That's not going to happen.
All right, but my turn to talk about this game. Jordan Love's a fucking bust. They should have gave up 3 years ago and just kept Rodgers, gave him whatever drugs, because he owned the Lions. I'll give that up, but not last year. Detroit runs the North.
246 yards, no big deal.
Detroit runs the North. Yeah, he threw for 246 yards because didn't matter. Game was over at halftime, bro. Lions checked out. The refs tried their hardest. I think they forgot that Rodgers left, but they tried their hardest to help the Packers out. You were actually rational about this, and I did appreciate that. End of the third quarter, the game clock hit 0, and they allowed the play to go. And who was that? Jaden Reed had like a 50-yard catch, not a 50-yard catch, but it was a long catch. Put the Packers on like the 5.
44.
And, like
yards.
I'm freaking out. I'm like, this can't happen. That clock was at 0. And then they come out of the commercial break and they're like, oh, it's not reviewable. How the fuck is that not reviewable? That is the one thing you can review and with 100% certainty get the right call. How is that non-reviewable?
Yeah, I don't really know
no
what to
comment
say.
out of you?
It's a great pass. Yeah, I mean,
It was a dot, but it's because the Lions cornerback stopped playing because the clock hit 0. I mean, Reed wouldn't even have got deep like that if there was a normal time on the clock.
whatever
Ref
helps
should
you
have
sleep
blown
at
that
night.
dead. And then like that was frustrating, and it allowed the Packers to kind of get some momentum back in the game. The crowd finally woke up after their drunk wore off from their post-work beers. But I mean, the Lions just once they realized like, hey, we don't need to play conservative. We've been doing whatever the fuck we want. Ooh, who just hit a home run? Don't tell me that was Correa. Was that Royce Lewis again, Frankie?
I don't know. My game cast is behind.
Royce Lewis just hit a second home run. 3-0 Twins. Anyways, where was I? God, now I forgot where I was in my rant. Oh, the other bullshit ref call. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm drinking a Coke. Unnecessary roughness on Anzalone for using the crown of his helmet. Dude, he let in with his shoulder, and whoever the dumb fuck Packer was, like, leaned in with his head. Like, Anzalone got a bullshit call. Maybe they called it a late hit.
Is that the one
I
with
don't know.
Aaron
That was
Jones?
bullshit.
Yeah, no, that was a
think
late
that
hit.
was. No, it wasn't. He wasn't even.
It was. He was
inbounds.
going. No,
No, he was inbounds going up the field.
I disagree.
That wasn't a late hit. Nope, don't want to hear it. Doesn't matter. Lions won. They run the North. The Vikings suck.
For now.
The Packers suck. Like, Jordan Love, bust. He's going to be away from the Packers in 2 years. Packers going to be back to square one trying to find a quarterback. They're going to be hitting up Favre. They're going to be hitting up Rodgers, and both of them are going to be like, fuck y'all, we're done. Also, early in the game, Amon-Ra scores a touchdown, and a scumbag Packers fan pours a beer on Amon-Ra. Just fucking scumbag behavior. However, I do want to clear up. If this was any other game not involving the Lions or Packers, I would have probably laughed at this and said that's funny. And honestly, deep down, that's fan territory, man. You jump up there, same thing with the Packers. When they do the Lambeau leap, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm going to beat the shit out of them. They're getting a throat chop.
That's fair game.
Not actually. The only person I would throat chop on the Packers isn't there anymore, so it's okay. All the Packers are safe if I get out to Lambeau Field.
What about Quay Walker?
Quay Walker is going to get punched in the face. Yep. He made a dumb fucking mistake, too. Lions kick a field goal, and so the Packers, I think they're, down 10 when they kick that field goal? No.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but game's still close. And then Quay Walker, they come out of the commercial break, and they're like, oh, Lions first down because Quay Walker's dumbass jumped over the center. You can't do that, dude. What are you doing?
Yep.
This guy just can't handle the Lions. We just
I will say
in his boots.
He had a hell of a game, though. He had 19 tackles.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
But it didn't matter because we still
put
up 34 points.
When healthy, this team's coming for you, though.
Honestly, though, my Rodgers hate has been replaced with Quay Walker hate because, he's a good player, but he's just fucking stupid. That's his biggest problem. It's like those TikToks.
I will agree.
Like, Billy, this is Quay Walker. He's 6'6", 250 pounds of straight muscle. His only problem is he's fucking stupid.
Literally. I will agree.
All right. Let's do Paige's picks, and we'll kind of recap the other games. We just had to get that one out. If this goes well and we stick with it, we'll kind of do the same sort of thing where we will talk about the Lions and Packers respectively, and then we'll get into Paige's picks and hit all the other teams. So I got to sign into my Google because it just signed me out for whatever reason. But let's start. Bears or Commanders. How do you want to do it? You want to read Paige's thing first, then talk about it, then do our picks?
Yeah, we can do that.
Or would you rather talk about the game, then do picks at the end? I feel like we should do all the picks together.
Yeah, sure.
So, first of all, Bears and Broncos. That game ended up being not horrible. It was sloppy as fuck, but the over hit. Justin Fields looked good for the whole first half. And then second half, he came back down to earth, and Denver ended up coming back from, 28 to 7 at half?
Yeah. The offenses are better than we thought, and the defenses are worse than we thought. For both teams. That's a great way to put it.
Yep, that's a great way to put it. And then the Commanders, they actually almost beat the Eagles. They scored a touchdown as time expired, elected for the extra point to go to overtime. If I'm in that position, I'm going for 2.
Riverboat Ron should have went for 2.
You have to. You do not have the guys to keep up in overtime with the Eagles because they are finally like, okay, let's go home. And they had a chance to win it though. They got the ball first, stalled out, and then the Eagles kicked the field goal and won it. So
AJ Brown had a hell of a game.
Yeah, what did he have? 175 and a touchdown?
I believe it was 175, 2 touchdowns, and then he got randomly drug tested after.
Of course he did, because he hadn't done anything up until that point. They're like, what'd this guy take to be able to be good again?
Yep. Paige's picks. She says, for Bears Commanders, those are both disgusting options. You, Commanders. I'm also on the Commanders.
I'm on the Commanders, too. I think they are a average team. They have a pretty good defense, and their quarterback can get the job done. So last week with the Eagles, I thought the Eagles covered easily, and they didn't. So give me the Commanders here.
Yep. I look at it as the Commanders have a better defense than the Broncos, and the Broncos beat the Bears. So
this is Thursday night, isn't it?
Yep. I actually looked. 7 of the next 10 Thursday night games are dog shit.
Of course. Got to go back to normal after Thursday night's Lions-Packers game.
Yep.
Can't have good ones out there.
Exactly.
Jags at the Bills. So the London game was a stinker, as we expected last week. The Jags won, and the Falcons just don't know how to play football. I mean, Desmond Ridder is a bust. He's bad. And the Bills
Bijan
are
is
awesome against the Dolphins.
Fucking electric, though.
Bijan is very good. It's sad that his career will be ruined because he got drafted by the Falcons. He would be so good on any other team. And now running back careers are only like 3 years, so it sucks that he got drafted to the Falcons. But
the Toy Story vision,
they look like they're in midseason form. Sorry,
Toy Story vision of the the London game was actually kind of dope. If they can fix some technical difficulties that they have, I think that's going to be a huge thing for them and growing the game. It was actually kind of cool. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and then I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like watching this anymore. But it was kind of cool to see like everybody as like a character, basically. So that was awesome.
I saw it was super accurate. I saw it side by side with like the real clip. Once I got going, I heard there was technical difficulties at first.
Yeah, once I got going, it was good.
So this week, Jags and Bills in London. Sorry. Go ahead, Paige's pick.
Paige says, kind of like both of those teams, I'm going to go with the Jags. I'm going to go with the Jags here. You questioned why I have the Jags for this earlier. And my main reason here is the Jags don't have to leave London. They're staying here because they played there last week. And the Bills just came off of a super high scoring back and forth game with the Dolphins and now have to travel overseas to London to then get ready and prepared quicker and then have to play a decent Jags team who just came off of a stinker of a game where they really didn't have to do much. So I'm taking the Jags.
And I'm going to take the Bills because you're overthinking it. The Bills are the better team. Take the Bills.
That's fine.
5.5 is low, too. I think Bills minus 5.5 might be a lock. I did have the Bills on Sunday, by the way. I listened to Pardon My Take, and Big Cat talked me into it, and it was no sweat.
Yeah, I fucking called the trap game, and then I still bet on the Dolphins. So,
yep, that's typical Austin there. Titans at the Colts. Titans beat the Bengals last week. The Colts, they lost, right, in overtime?
Yeah, in overtime. They came back from
almost a sweet comeback.
23 to
7?
Nothing. 20.
Might have been nothing.
I don't know. It was a big comeback.
Yep. Anthony Richardson looks fun. I think he had like 8 fantasy points at halftime, and then he finished with like 25.
Yep. Puka's still legit. Kyron Williams looks good. Stafford's banged up now.
Has the most receiving yards in the league.
Yes. And I just traded him.
Next gen stats. You just traded him?
Yeah, I traded him in your league and Anthony Richardson together for Saquon.
Oh, yeah. That's
yours.
That's right.
Saquon, Deshaun, and Amari.
All right, what does Paige have here?
Anyways, Paige says, Titans. Fucking Colts don't want to be the lightning bolts. I'm so proud of the Titans. So glad we moved here because of them. I didn't know that we moved here because of them, but I'm going to take the Colts. Colts just look way more fun.
Yep. I wish they'd get Pittman involved more. I've got him in a fantasy league. He didn't do shit, but that's okay. I'm on the Colts as well. I had the Titans at first, and then I realized that the Titans always have that underdog mentality, and they play well with that. They were underdogs this week. They beat the Bengals, or last week, I guess I should say. This week they're favorited now. Or no, they're underdogs, aren't they?
The Titans are dogs to the Colts.
I'm contradicting myself. However, they used up all of their underdog mentality last week on the Bengals. Now they're going to be sitting back like, oh, rookie quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, give me the Colts. There we go.
Whatever narrative works.
Saints and Patriots, not much to say there. Both teams looked horrible last week.
Mac Jones got benched.
I don't feel bad for him. Like, his offensive line is terrible, but I don't feel bad for him because he's a dirty player. But if he did get benched, I don't think he deserved it. That offensive line sucked.
Apparently, he's still going to be the starter this week. It was just they were getting blown out so bad last week that they pulled him.
Yeah. So this game will be a stinker. Paige didn't even put it right up. She just said Saints.
Yep. I'm also on the Saints. I think that there's potential that all of the momentum that the Patriots might have thought they had, which is pretty low, just with all the sitting Mac Jones, injuries, Judon's gone now. I think they might be done for.
For me, the Saints just lost to the Bucks, and the Bucks are not a good team, so I'm taking the Patriots. I think the Saints are bad. So
yeah, but Kamara's back.
Kamara had 13 fucking catches. Insane.
For 33 yards.
Yeah. That's crazy. What was he averaging, like 2.5 yards a catch? It's crazy. Yes. Great for fantasy.
Shows that Derek Carr's shoulder was not good to go.
I think that's safe to assume. All right, Ravens Steelers. So the Steelers got absolutely blown out by the Texans. Kenny Pickett got hurt. I don't think they've announced how much time he's missing, have they?
No, I've heard anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, and that it's his MCL, I believe.
Yep.
Strained it.
Ravens took care of business. They made the Browns look silly.
No Deshaun.
Browns defense, they didn't have Deshaun, so the defense was just on the field at all times. Who even was the Browns starter?
DTR.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he a rookie?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know he made the league, let alone was on a roster.
Yeah, he's the
All right,
backup in
Ravens
Cleveland.
Steelers. What does Paige got?
Paige has I don't know. I don't care about either of these. Let's go with the Ravens. I'm also taking the Ravens.
Me too, and I think they cover that spread easily. The Steelers without Pickett are nothing. That offense was already bad. Now you take away a competent quarterback, it's over.
Yep.
Texans at Falcons. We just said the Texans won. They actually looked good against the Steelers defense. Falcons couldn't have looked worse in London. They're also coming back from London. Keep that in mind here.
Yep.
What's Paige got?
Paige says Falcons because apparently you can't hook 'em horns anymore due to Jake saying so. So she's on the Falcons. I'm on the Texans.
I've got the Texans too. Hook 'em horns. Let's go.
I'll let her know that you said that.
Absolutely. With the jet lag, I think the Falcons are going to look bad. They are bad. I do want them to do well because they're division winners. However, the Texans win this game. The Texans might win the AFC South, dude.
I know.
I mean, who are they competing with? The Titans, the Jags, and the Colts? They might fucking win that division. That'd be insane.
I think that division might be a toss-up. Just complete top to bottom tight.
I feel like the Jags, too, could at any point snap back into reality and just start winning games like last year. I don't know
agree.
why they are so bad. They made so many
100%.
upgrades. Kelvin Ridley, they should be good.
Yep.
All right, Panthers-Lions. We already talked about the Lions. Obviously, they looked great. The Panthers competed with the Vikings, but they ended up losing. I will be at this game. I can't wait. We got free tickets through my pops' work. It's going to be exciting. We're tailgating. What's Paige got to say?
Paige says the Panthers are not good, right? I mean, the Lions did beat the Packers, so they're coming up. Lions. I'm also on the Lions. Not for that reason, but I'm on the Lions.
Lions aren't coming up. They've been up. We've been up since week
false.
17 last year. We've been up.
No.
We've been up. I hate the spread at -9. That's so many points, and I'm terrified. I don't like the Lions being that big of favorites. And I also don't like picking this Lions to win because when Paige and I do, it doesn't go well. Did we last week, or did she took the Packers? Never mind.
Yes.
So, I mean, if the Lions lose this game and I'm there, put me on the watch list. But I'm obviously going with the Lions here. Giants at the Dolphins. Giants last night. Sorry, go ahead.
Update: Rangers win Game 1 over the Rays 4-0.
Yes, and Minnesota is making errors. Bo Bichette out at the plate. What are you running there for? All right, Giants Monday night against the Seahawks. That game might have been the worst I've watched in a long time. It sucked. It was boring. It was horrible. The Giants are trash. Daniel Jones, horrible. And the Dolphins, like we talked about with the Bills, not great.
I was going to say my other overreaction of the week was that the Giants are going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. And I forgot to put that.
I think that's a very good overreaction.
They just look
It's
lost.
crazy that last year, dude, they were weirdly good. Right? They made the playoffs. They went 9-8?
Yeah.
They snuck in because the Lions couldn't do it, and
then they won
they just
their round 1 game, didn't they? They beat the Vikings?
Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah, because they ended up playing the Eagles in the divisional.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this, but after last night's game, the Monday night game, I don't remember what his first name is, Witherspoon from the Seahawks. He said that they came to the conclusion that Danny Dimes is a quarterback that just locks onto his first read, and so it made him very easy to just house him every time. That's a bad look for Danny Dimes.
That's a horrible look. In the NFL, dude, I don't even do that in Madden.
Which I 100% agree with because I watched like the first 3 quarters of the game and then I turned it off because I was so sick of watching it. He does do that though. Like he literally will look at his first look and he just won't like take another look. And he just locks onto that first one. And that's why they never throw to anybody else. They only lock onto that first guy.
Waller gets no looks.
Exactly.
All right, what's Paige's pick here? I think we all know what it is.
Paige says, Dolphins. I don't like the Giants. I don't think I've ever picked the Giants to win. I'm also picking the Dolphins. The spread's like 11 points. I think they easily cover that.
Yeah, I could see them winning this game. I could see them putting up 70 here. The Giants are so bad, so give me the Dolphins.
Spreadsheet has it as 44-4, by the way.
Wow. Bengals at the Cardinals. Bengals are -3. What did the Cardinals do last week? They were close, right?
Yeah, we kind of talked about it with the 49ers.
Yep.
Garbage
so
time
just get right into
for the Niners. Pick. Yes, Paige says, I know that the Bengals are probably going to win, but I truly believe that the Birds will win. I like the Cardinals. I have faith in them. I'm on the Bengals. I am a little worried this week about this one.
I'm on the Bengals, too. I'm pretty sure I've picked them every week, and they're 1-3, so they're costing me. I just don't see a world where the Cardinals beat the Bengals, though. The Bengals are better at every position. Their defense is better. Their quarterback has way more experience. But, like I said, Burrow's banged up, so I really should be taking the Cardinals. But you have to take the Bengals here. You just have to.
Yep.
Eagles at the Rams. We talked about the Eagles with the Commanders there. The Rams, who did they play last week?
Colts overtime. We talked about that one.
Colts overtime. We talked about it. All right. And Paige's pick is pretty obvious.
Yes, she says Rams. On to the next. I'm taking the Eagles. I did debate about this one a little bit, but I just had to go with the favorite. You can't not take the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, I feel like there's 3 of those teams in the league for me. The Eagles, the 49ers, and the Chiefs. Maybe not the Chiefs. When we get up here in a second, you'll see why I say that. But Eagles and 49ers, I think I'll take every week until they lose. Actually, never mind. Preview coming up. Give me the Eagles, though. Jets and Broncos. I spent way too much time there trying to make something of nothing. But Jets at the Broncos. Jets looked like No, Jets did not look like shit, actually. Zach Wilson somehow looked like the best quarterback in the league for about a quarter and a half on Sunday night. Mm-hmm. He actually outperformed Mahomes for the whole game. Yep. And the Jets almost won that game. Now, granted, the Chiefs could have covered easily, but Mahomes decided to slide and kill clock. And then Broncos, we already talked about with the Bears game there. You got anything to add about Zach Wilson, best quarterback in the league?
No, that game surprised me. I did kind of feel bad for Zach Wilson because that would have been a huge win for him. But it was, I don't want to say nice to see the Jets players getting behind Zach Wilson again. I have no reason to hate Zach Wilson. I don't hate him. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but I think he could be decent. Did you happen to see the post-game interview on ESPN about that game? Sunday night. So they were interviewing Chris Jones, and I don't remember who the dude was that was interviewing. Was basically saying how Zach Wilson is garbage and was trying to bait Chris Jones into agreeing and saying that Zach Wilson is a garbage quarterback. Like, he literally word for word said Zach Wilson is garbage.
Really?
That dude should be fired. That's a horrible way to interview and conduct an interview. So that was all I had about that.
Paige's pick here.
Paige says, I have a strong hatred for the Broncos. I don't like the Jets, but I hate them less than the Broncos. So Jets. I don't really know why she hates the Broncos. But
I think because of Western, right?
Oh yeah.
That's gotta be it.
I guess. I'm gonna take the Jets. Give me Zach Wilson.
I think this game will be gross, but Zach Wilson did look good. I hope it wasn't just because Taylor Swift was there, so give me the Jets.
I didn't even
Chiefs
think about
at
that.
the Vikings. Chiefs we just talked about. Vikings we already talked about, so let's go right to the pick.
Paige says, I'm so over the Chiefs, actually more over Taylor Swift. She needs to be sent back to the 2010s. The Chiefs are probably going to win because you said the NFL rigged it, so Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs, and once you give your pick, I have some more to talk about this real quick.
I'm on the Vikings. The Chiefs didn't, Mahomes looked bad. Now, granted, the Jets' defense is way better than the Vikings' defense. But Kirk Cousins, I think the Chiefs' defense isn't very good. And you got Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. I think this game is pure over City. But give me the Vikings. They got to win a game eventually. So, actually, they just did, but they're going to win another one.
I'm assuming this is what you meant by preview. When you said that you would take the
Well, yeah, because I was going to say I'm going to take the Chiefs, Eagles, and Niners every week, but then I scrolled down and realized I didn't take the Chiefs or Niners this week.
Oh. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the NFL's official Instagram bio and Twitter bio?
Yes,
and
they changed it, but yes, I did see it.
Yeah, I'm fucking over this shit. I hope that they have a fiery breakup.
Dude, first of all, I still don't get why we don't know if they're dating or not. Second of all, I don't give a fuck if they're dating or not. And then third, this is football. Stick to football. I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't care if it's do the basic showing the stars in the crowd on the prime time. That's fine. But when you show her, 9 times throughout the broadcast? There was even one point somebody got injured on the field and they cut to Taylor Swift. I do not give a fuck what she's doing. Show me the injured player. What's going on? It's frustrating.
It's so bad.
I'm sure you appreciate that your girlfriend's not a Swiftie, because I very much do. Sid hates it just as much as me. She doesn't like Taylor Swift. She finds her annoying. She hates the Swifties, and I'm same page, and I'm glad. I couldn't be with a Swiftie. Swifties drive me fucking insane.
Same.
Glad we're on the same page there as a podcast, too. That's a good look. Moving on. Hopefully she doesn't go to the game this week. I mean, eventually she's got to have a life and do something, right? I mean, come on.
You would think.
You just got time to go watch football every Sunday? Actually, I watch football every Sunday, but whatever. Cowboys at the Niners. Did we talk about the Cowboys? Yes, they dominated the Patriots. 49ers beat the Cardinals. Not too hard for them.
Yes. Paige says, he. Cowboys. 1 sec, I think my...
Well, looks like we lost Frankie real quick. Sounds like I'm going to read this one. Paige said, he, Cowboys in all caps. I'm like their biggest supporter. And I hate to inform her, but she is not even in the top 100,000 of Cowboys fans. I mean, there are Cowboys fans all over the United States. They are literally the most dick road team in the league, but that's okay. Go ahead, Paige. Go off, Cowboys. I agree with you this week. I've got the Cowboys because the 49ers haven't played a fucking team yet. They've played the Cardinals last week. It was close-ish, but not really. They played the Steelers and 2 other shit teams that I can't remember right now because I'm so flustered like mustard.
You're saying
I'm
the
about
Cowboys?
to pull it up. No. I'm saying the 49ers haven't played anybody.
Oh.
I'm trying to find the damn schedule, but I can't find it. Oh, they beat the Cardinals easily. Oh, they covered too. Wow. Oh, the Giants, horrible. The Rams aren't a bad team. They only won by 7. And then the Steelers, who are bad. So I'm excited for, first of all, we have a good Sunday night game again. And the Cowboys are a real team, so we'll see how the 49ers do. The 49ers defense is very good. McCaffrey, amazing, just put up 4 touchdowns. But I like the Cowboys here.
I'm on the Niners. I don't know. Christian McCaffrey, I don't think anyone can stop McCaffrey. Brandon Ayuk looks great.
He's scored in 15 consecutive games.
I think it's 18. Or
might be 8. I just know it's a ridiculous.
I saw it, yeah.
It's ridiculous. And he's I think he's only 3 weeks away from breaking the record for touchdowns or touchdown weeks in a row.
So did we ride it or not?
No, because it's minus 300 anytime touchdown.
Oh.
4+ touchdowns was probably plus 1,000. That dude is just ridiculous.
That's insane.
All right. Got that one. Last game here. Packers, Raiders. We already talked to Packers. Raiders. Did we talk about the Raiders yet?
No, because they played the Chargers, and the Chargers have a bye week.
Yep. Chargers won.
Yep.
Devontae got hurt for a little bit. That sucked. But that game was close, though. Wasn't it? What was it, 7-point game?
Yeah, 24-17. Aiden O'Connell, not that great. He played since Jimmy G was concussed. He had like 3 fumbles. Khalil Mack had 6 sacks for the Chargers.
Yeah, Mack went
Herbert fractured a finger on his non-throwing hand. I don't think it'll be an issue, but would you like me to go into Paige's pick?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was waiting for.
Paige says, "Ooh, listen, I've never really liked the Packers. I really only liked them because they got rid of Rodgers. So most definitely the Raiders." I was hurt by this. I'm taking the Packers.
She needs to start like looking at records, right? I mean, wait a second. The Packers are underdogs, or no? They're favorites, right? They're -2.
Yeah. I think it's 1.5 now.
To
but
a team with Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, give me the Packers here.
Well, Jimmy G might play this week.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it was just a concussion.
All right, it is Devontae Adams' return, so I think you got to hammer. Well, not his return because it's in Vegas, but you got to hammer.
First time back against him. Yeah.
Yep.
Monday night.
Go ahead and read the quotes there.
Yeah. So Paige says, "I have a parlay. She's taking the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Titans, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. All money lines in a parlay. 4 underdogs there." She says full sweep for Paige. I don't know what the odds are, but we're going to have to sprinkle $5 on that. That's Cardinals, Dolphins, Titans, Raiders, Cowboys money lines. I said I wish I could bet remotely close to how I pick games because I've been pretty decent on picking games, absolutely atrocious on betting. So, and then Jake says I will be putting $5 on Paige's parlay. Did you do the standings earlier?
I did not, but I will say them right now. So last week I went 11-5, boosting me up into first place, 39-25 on the year. Very good start. Paige and Austin both went 9-7. Austin's in second at 38-26. Paige is in third at 36-28. So a tight race. We got a lot of different games this week, so it could be interesting. And with Paige's parlay, by the way, I want to remind everybody, if you take that, once again, that's Cardinals, Dolphins, Titans, Raiders, Cowboys. You can cash that out Monday night, Packers, Raiders, or hedge, if it somehow gets that far. So
yeah,
definitely should suggest a ride there. All right, do not bet list, and then let's do our spin and get out of here because I feel like we've gone forever. What are we at?
Pretty much the same as what we've been. Hour and 17 right now.
I guess that's just the norm for football, man. And I was watching baseball, so that probably slowed down my speech.
Yep.
Do not bet list. I honestly don't have anything. Michigan finally covered a spread when I bet on them, so I can remove that finally. God, what else? What missed? LSU. I had their money line. That pissed me off. And then Kelsey props. Yep, because I bet 22-yard reception or more. That sucked.
I am adding unders in big college football games, Syracuse football, and Darren Waller props.
Yes, thank you for adding Waller props. About time.
It's not even on him. It's on the Giants offense.
That is true. All right.
I will say, I think I had Syracuse football on my list last year. I don't know for sure.
Probably.
I did. I had tight ends for receiving on my do not bet list from last year, though.
All right, I am loading in. We also switched casino apps this week for the roulette spin to try to change the luck. We are on FanDuel. We're down 50 on the year, so we need to figure something out here. Wow, the numbers are cold right now, but they are in the middle of a spin. If we don't hit this week, we should think about changing numbers. I don't know, though, because then one of them would hit, and we'd change it, you know? Let's see what just hit. 32, not one of our numbers. Good. This thing is so due for us. Let's go. So we got 30.
I'm so excited. Brewers baseball starts in an hour. I'm sitting here in my throwback Yelich jersey.
10.
Ooh.
9. 3, 2, 0. All right, we got them in there. Hang on, we're
22 hits.
Hold your thoughts. Oh, 22?
That's Yelich's number.
Oh, is it? All right, our lightning numbers, 4 and 11. Not ours.
Those are gross numbers.
We need a hit, man. 11 is my dad's favorite number. It's his birthday. We need a hit so bad. It's been so damn long. Hey, 3! All right.
Hell yeah.
All right. Now we go for the back-to-back,
That's three
right?
times.
Only for $1?
Yes.
30, 24, 23, 22, 12, 10, 9, 3, 2, 0. All right, we hit.
That's
Okay.
3 times that we've hit 3 now.
That thing's hot. That thing's hot.
And your 5th number.
I'm hot. All right, here we go. Lightning numbers. 1, 24, 35. 24 at 250x. That'd be huge. I'd be kind of mad we didn't have 2 on it, though, if that hit. 30! All right!
Hell
Back
yeah!
to back. Do we stay with $1? What do we do now?
Yeah,
We stay with $1, right? Because we've never hit 3 in a row.
That was my number.
Nice. Nice. Attaboy.
All right.
Let's hit a lightning number, man. We're due
Third
for
time's
one
the
of
charm.
those. Will you add
So
on
we
to
have
the
to stick
spreadsheet
with
there?
FanDuel next week, right?
I think so, man. It was a big call by me. I'm not going to lie. Lightning numbers 2. All right.
We
2,
have
28,
2.
and 32, but just 2 is ours. It's 100x. Can we do it?
Ooh.
No, but 30 again! Let's go! Wow. Wow. Let's go for 4 in a row, eh?
Might as well.
Damn, man. Now I'm kind of frustrated that we didn't have 20 on the back-to-back. But that's okay. That's okay. Winning's winning. We are currently
What
up.
are the odds?
If we don't hit right here, we're up 70. So that brings us to up 20 on the year. So we're finally in the black. Let's go. Black's good, right? In terms of money? Yeah, Black Friday.
Yeah.
All right, we got 9 and 24 on the lightning numbers, both 100x. Now's a good time for a lightning number.
Wait, so if this doesn't hit, we're up 20.
Yep. But another hit, 23!
No.
What the hell is happening right now? That's 4 in a row.
What?
I'm keeping it going. That's 4 in a row for the boys. Now you're at
What
5
the
W's?
Yeah.
This is insane. Let's keep it rolling. A long episode this week. Wow. Here we go. Lightning numbers are 6, 7, 22. We've got 7 and 22. 22 is 200x. 7 is 100x. Hit one of those just for the cherry on top. What is that? Oh, 32, right next to our 0.
Damn.
Oh, that was fun. That was a fun time.
Holy
what was
shit.
that, 4
So
in a
how
row?
much are we up now? Yeah.
We are up $90 today, so that brings us to up 40 for the year.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
fucking go, dude.
Because we hit 30
was
twice,
awesome.
we hit 3 once, and we hit 23. So yeah, 4.
Yep. That's our first ever 4 straight hit. Wow.
Wow.
How exciting. Great call
That
on
was electric.
FanDuel. Thank you. I'm taking my hat off for the crowd.
Whew.
Thank you. All right. That is everything. If you made it this far,
What an
thanks
ending.
for listening. What a great way to end. Episode 65, too. Nice little, I love a good 5 and 0 episode. So, everybody have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, or do some tutties. We'll see you next week.
Peace. Go Brew Crew.